Most network marketers think that recruiting online is by posting on Facebook or posting on WhatsApp status or putting their company flyers everywhere or sending messages to strangers online. Listen, that is not a system. That is scattered effort. It will ultimately lead to burnout and frustration. Has that happened to you before? I say that because I know exactly how it feels. Now, a proper digital recruiting system is different. It has a very clear, well-defined process. And here's my own personal process. Now, this process is exactly what I use to recruit 168 strangers from social media in 90 days and a total of 281 personal recruits within 9 months of that same year. And here's my process. Listen very carefully. I personally recruited 281 complete strangers into my network marketing business in 9 months. Not from family and friends, not from people I already knew, not from disturbing my old contact. These were complete strangers I generated through social media, and I converted a fraction of them into downlines in my team through my online recruiting system. And in this video, I want to show you exactly how I did it. My method was so duplicable that I have some of my leaders that recruited over 70 people in 90 days. Even those outside my team that I taught this process to have gone on to become top earners in their team as well. Now, before I recruited 281 people in 9 months, I was just another average network marketer getting average results. So if you're a network marketer and you are tired of working so hard every day with little results to show for it, you show up every day, but you are not certain where your next sign up will come from. Maybe you're already generating leads online. People attend your presentation, but they don't register to join your team. Instead, you keep hearing things like, I'll think about it. I don't have money right now. Send me the details. I'll get back to you. You are obviously not lazy. You are doing the activities. The real problem may be that you don't have a proper digital recruiting system. And I'm showing this because I have seen many serious network marketers struggling with the same thing I struggled with for years. They believe in their business. They attend all the trainings. They prospect. They invite. They follow up. They even try to motivate their team. I have done all of this, but the result is still not matching the effort. I have seen this happen too many times. It's not lack of belief. And guess what? I want to show you exactly what changed for me. I know you believe in the business. I know you really want to succeed. Otherwise, you'll not be watching this video right now. But listen, the shift that changed my business was very simple. I stopped trying to recruit by doing random activities. Let me say that again. I stopped trying to recruit by doing random activities. And instead, I focused on building a predictable digital recruiting system that can be easily duplicable. From 2020 to 2024, I was doing what many network marketers were taught to do. I was talking to people, I was sharing questionnaires. There were even times I went street to street prospecting. I was showing the business to my friends and any new contact I met. I was committed. I was attending meetings. I was showing up. But when I checked my actual numbers, I realized something very painful. In 4 years of building full-time, I have personally sponsored only 85 people in total. And I said only because I had a bigger expectation when I came into the business. And that number exposed something to me, that even though I was working very hard, but the approach I was implementing was not scalable to match my goals. And so I had titles, but my personal recruiting numbers were not where they needed to be. Now, prior to me joining network marketing, I had an agency for network marketers as far back as 2018, 2019 that helps network marketers to recruit, scale, and duplicate faster online. And so naturally, I always thought to use my online skills to grow my business faster. But my mentor was like, oh, don't do that because online systems don't duplicate. Perhaps maybe it will be too technical for my team to learn. And in our business, it's about what duplicate, not just what works, right? And so I listened to him and I was following the system. And for a while, I was okay with the result. But then I knew deep down that I can scale my business faster than this. My business had potential, yes, but I had not yet built it in a way that would produce the kind of result I was talking about. And that was the turning point for me. And I told myself, something has to change. Not next year, not someday. It needed to change right now. And so I sat down and I asked myself one simple question. And that was, how many people have I personally sponsored since I started building this business full time? Because I knew that if I could look at my numbers in the past, then I can be able to make adjustments to forecast where I wanted to be. And the answer to that question when I checked my dashboard was I had recruited 85 people in 4 years, like I mentioned earlier. And I made a decision in that moment, and I said that I was going to recruit in 1 year what previously took me 4 years to achieve. All right, now that decision changed everything, because once I decided, I knew that the old approach I was using could not take me there. They say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So I had to start asking myself, what am I going to do differently? I knew that I could not depend on street to street prospecting or manual effort alone. I couldn't just motivate my team to produce more and then hope that they will produce. So I had to lead them from the front. I had to set the example. And the only obvious solution was for me to figure out how to make online recruitment, work for my network marketing business in a way that duplicates. And so I needed to build a real predictable online recruitment system for network marketing. Most network marketers think that recruiting online is by posting on Facebook or posting on WhatsApp status or putting their company flyers everywhere or sending messages to strangers online. Listen, that is not a system. That is scattered effort. It will ultimately lead to burnout and frustration. Has that happened to you before? I say that because I know exactly how it feels. Now, a proper digital recruiting system is different. It has a very clear, well-defined process. And here's my own personal process. Now, this process is exactly what I use to recruit 168 strangers from social media in 90 days and a total of 281 personal recruits within 9 months of that same year. And here's my process. Listen very carefully. I run a very specific advert on social media, maybe Facebook, Instagram, whatever, right? A very specific advert to generate serious leads who are already looking for legitimate income generating opportunities. Now, that is very, very important. People that are already looking for what you have to offer, okay? Number two, I gather them in a WhatsApp group where I further build trust and credibility. Some people use email, but in Nigeria and Africa generally, we use more of WhatsApp. It converts better. And then I run a Zoom presentation to explain the opportunity. Then I continue to nurture them on my WhatsApp group. Now, that may sound very familiar, but listen, if you understand my method and the specific things I do, you will see why this is very duplicable. Now, my complete system is a 3-step process. Okay, step 1, lead generation. Step 2, lead nurturing. And step 3, lead conversion. Before I arrive at this 3-step process, guess what? In the beginning, I had so many challenges. So I had to keep on refining and refining. There was a point I had low quality leads. They will click on my advert. When they come to my WhatsApp, they are, people that don't have money, people that, just low quality, bad leads, generally speaking. Okay, people were clicking the ad, but many were not serious. At the point, my attendance was very, very poor. Some people attended, but still did not register. But the biggest challenge that I experienced was in Nigeria, especially, and I think Africa in general, people are naturally very skeptical. Based on their experience in the past and all of that, they're always going to be asking themselves, is this person for real or another scam and all those kind of things. So that taught me something very important, that getting leads is not the same thing as recruiting. Just because they clicked on your advert and then they came into your platform does not mean they are ready to sign up right now. So the problem is not really about the lead. The real challenge is being able to build trust with these people. Now, in case you are thinking you need to be an online expert to do this, let me quickly tell you, you don't have to be an expert. In fact, the first advert video I created for my online recruiting campaign that I'm talking about was not shot in a studio. I wasn't wearing anything expensive. There was no fancy background or things like that. I was wearing a simple white round neck top, sitting on my freezer, recording with my Infinix smartphone. That was in December, around 4:24 a.m. I had not slept because I was obsessing about my goal for the following year. So you can imagine how I was looking in that video. I was speaking to serious-minded people, people who were not satisfied with their current financial situation, people that wanted something better, who were willing to be coached, willing to follow simple instruction. And that is one major lesson I want you to understand. My campaign worked not because I was perfect, not because I had a fancy whatever. It was because the message had conviction, it had clarity, it had urgency, and I called out the right kind of people. That video also repelled the wrong people. One major advantage of online recruiting is that you are no longer limited to just your friends, family members, old contact, or people that you met by chance. You can put your message in front of people who are already hungry for a better opportunity. But that message must be very clear and it must be credible, and it must not sound like another online scam. And that's why you don't have to be polished to get this kind of result. In fact, let me tell you this, that authenticity is a currency these days. In a world where people are trying to sound like an expert, like a guru, you just be authentic and sincere and honest. Looking back now, that first ad taught me 5 things. Number 1, people respond to conviction. If you don't believe deeply in what you are saying, strangers will know. And number 2, people need to know who the opportunity is for. In that video, I wasn't calling out lazy people. I was calling people that had desire, coachable, and willing to work. Number 3, you must remove the wrong expectation early. I said it clearly in that video that it was not free money. It was a business that they had to build, and it was important so that I can attract the right audience. Number 4, proof matters. I was able to speak from what I have done, not just theory. That's why I always tell network marketers to build proof as you build your business. Take pictures, all right? Very, very important. And number 5, your call to action must be very simple. I didn't confuse them with too many steps. I simply told them to raise their hand if they wanted to know more. And so online recruiting becomes easier when the next step is clear. And that was how strangers started coming into my system. Another important thing for you to understand here is this. The advert itself didn't do all the work. The ad only brought in the right leads. After that, I still needed to build trust. And that's where the nurturing comes in. And I do that in my WhatsApp group before and after the presentation. So if you are running ads and people are not joining your business, don't be quick to say ads don't work. But ask yourself, what kind of people is my message attracting? What happens after they click? What did they see in my WhatsApp group? Did they trust me enough to attend the presentation, and did they trust me enough to do business or to sign up with me? That's where the real work is. So here are the 4 things I want you to take away from this video. Number 1, online recruiting works if you have the right system, not random posting or desperate messaging or just doing things randomly. You need to have a real system that is step by step. Number 2, ads can work for network marketing when you know how to use them properly. Okay, the ads are not the magic, all right? It is to scale. Advert is to scale. So if you already have a weak system, you're going to scale a weaker system. Okay. Number 3, stop chasing people and instead build a digital recruiting system. That was what changed the game for me. All right. A system gives you predictability. A system allows you to be able to turn on and turn off recruiting just like that. Number 4, if you are really serious, you can use online system to scale beyond your warm market. Your family and friends are not the whole world. Your contact that you currently have on your phone, your warm market, are not the only people that can be in your business. There are serious people online already looking for what you have, but you have to attract them properly, nurture them, and be able to convert them following a very simple and a clear, applicable system. So let me break down the system in a simple way. All right. Every serious network marketer who wants to recruit online must understand these 5 parts. The first is attraction. Who are you attracting? Are they the right people or those who are just looking for free money? Okay, that's very, very important. Number 2 is your messaging. What are you saying to them? Does your message speak to a real problem they already have? For example, those who want to scale their income. Number 3, what happens after they show interest? Do you have a process to build belief, credibility, and understanding? Okay. Number 4, your presentation. Does it help them to understand the opportunity clearly? Does it address all the fears and concerns that they may have? Number 5, after the presentation, what do you say? Do you have a proper nurturing system? These 5 parts are very important. And if one part is weak, the whole process can actually suffer. You may have a good advert video, but if you don't have a proper nurturing system, that will still not work. Okay. All of these things are very, very important. All right. And that's why so many people are busy online, but they're not really recruiting. They don't have a complete system. And that's why I created Digital Recruiting Secret Coaching Program. Because I see many network marketers who are trying to build online, but they are doing it the wrong way. They are prospecting, but from a weak positioning. They are running ads, but they can't convert them into downlines. They have people on their WhatsApp groups, but nothing is happening there. They're just there. Or maybe they are even hosting presentations, but people are not showing up. They're not even getting enough sign up from their sessions. And I knew that what they needed was not more motivation. They need to have a system, a simple, duplicable digital recruiting system that can help them to attract serious people, build trust, present properly, and follow up with structure. All right, now if this video opened your eyes, then I want you to do just one thing. I created a free training called the fastest and duplicable way to ethically recruit 23 or more downlines per month into your team. In that training, I show you the digital recruiting system behind what I just shared with you. You will see exactly what I did to recruit 168 strangers in 90 days and what other network marketers that I have taught this system to are actually saying. So if you are a serious network marketer and you are tired of chasing family and friends, working hard without getting the kind of results you really want, or you are a leader and you just want a duplicable online recruiting system for your team, go and watch that training now. The link is in the description and pinned comment. But please understand this is not for lazy people. It is not magic. It is for serious people who are coachable, willing to follow instructions, and are ready to build with clarity. So click on the link below and watch the free training. And remember this, the problem is not that you are lazy. You're already working hard enough, but doing the activities is not enough. You need to have a predictable and duplicable system to be able to recruit online. Once I fixed that, my result changed. I recruited 168 people in 90 days and then 281 people within 9 months, all from complete strangers through online advert with my digital recruiting system. And now it is your turn to finally get the result you've always wanted in your business for you and your team. So click on that link below, watch the free training, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, I have taught this same process to so many other network marketers in and outside of my team, and they have gotten amazing results. You see all their results and testimonials in the video. So click on the link now below this video, somewhere in the description, and go and watch that training. This is Gbenga Borokinni once again, and see you on the next one.